It is time for Hamilton Southeastern basketball on Audio Sports Online. Tonight, the Royals return home to take on the Marauders from Mount Vernon. And you can watch all the action right here on Audio Sports Online. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Royals basketball on ASO. I'm Brian Scott. Hamilton Southeastern coming off of a gut-wrenching loss last night as they traveled to Zionsville to take on the Eagles on what are two of the best two teams in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. And Southeastern came away with the loss after Riley Bertram hit the game-winning three as the clock expired in overtime, and Zionsville defeated Southeastern by the score of 73-72. It was a game that the Royals were trailing by as much as 14 early in the third quarter, but they battled back. Zach Gunn came away with a big night, but he unfortunately probably put the game in its best perspective. It was Gunn's shot last year at the buzzer that propelled the Royals to a 48-47 win over the Eagles. This year, well, it's the Royals on the other side of the coin. As Gunn says, it's karma. That's what happens, and it was mirrored by Zionsville head coach Sean Busick. As Gunn said to Busick after the game, just like last year, except this time the situation was reversed. Gunn had a big night, scoring 25 points for Hamilton Southeastern, but in the end, the Eagles come away with the victory. Isaiah Thompson had 23 points in the win for Zionsville. Bertram finished with 22 points, and while head coach Brian Satterfield was pleased that the Royals managed to come back in yesterday's game, down by 14 points. He also lamented the fact that the Royals found themselves trailing by 14 points during that contest. So they need to do a little bit better job of that. The Royals also once again victimized by the three-point shooting in that contest, and it's something that has pretty much mystified them defensively most of this season. Zionsville had 9 three-point baskets in yesterday's contest. Riley Bertram had 4 of those, of course, including the game-winning shot. So the Royals, they've had their toughest opponents this season when faced with teams that could shoot the ball very well from three, and they're going to have another team tonight in Mount Vernon that does a very good job shooting the three. Before we talk more about tonight's game, we're going to have our national anthem. A very, very fine rendition of our national anthem indeed, as the third and fourth graders, the choirs out there singing the national anthem for tonight's game, and they did a very, very fine job. Good evening, everybody. Once again, welcome to Hamilton Southeastern Royals basketball and audio sports online. I'm Brian Scott. Royals coming off of that loss last night to Zionsville by the score 73-72. Rylan Bertram hitting the big three as the clock expired at the end of overtime to give the Eagles the win. Tonight they'll take on a Mount Vernon team that has a record of 7-4. Mount Vernon hasn't played a game in 8 days. They had their game against Howe last Saturday postponed due to the icy conditions. They played last Friday, January 13th, in which they destroyed Rushville by the score of 78-32. Michael Ertl led the Marauder attack with 17 points, including 5 three-point baskets. Eric Shepard and Logan Smith each had 13 points, and James McLeod had 12. As a lot of Marauders got into the game, a lot of them scored, and they blew away Rushville 78-32. Marauders come into this game averaging a little over 66 points per game, but they also give up almost 60 points a game. Like I said, they are 7-4. They've had some breaks in their schedule. They really didn't play much of any of the off-season tournaments, so they are only playing their 12th game this season. This is a series that has gone on for quite a while, and over the last 38 games, this series is tied up at 19 games apiece. These two teams have seen some great battles over the season. And last year, Mount Vernon actually came away with a 59-51 win over Hamilton Southeastern. That was back on January 23rd. The head coach of the Marauders is Travis Daugherty. He is 47-32 in his fourth year at Mount Vernon. Daugherty, of course, comes from originally from getting his coaching start at Tipton, where he led Tipton to a couple of sectional championships before moving to Chittard and then taking over the Mount Vernon job after former Marauder head coach Steve Lynch took the job, of course, at Brownsburg. Daugherty with the Marauders, again, 47-32 in his fourth year, 165 and 117 in his 13th year overall. The head coach of the Hamilton Southeastern Royals is, of course, Brian Satterfield, 251 and 114 in his 16th season here at Hamilton Southeastern. The Royals are averaging over 75 points per game, and nationally, that puts them up there among some of the best in the nation. Currently, out of all the high schools, they're ranked 60th. They are also giving up a little over 62 points per game. The Royals lost last night to Zionsville 72-73, and they currently stand 12-3 with a 12-3 record overall, and also they started this week ranked 11th in Class 4A. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups for tonight's game, and this is going to be a game that when we watch Hamilton Southeastern get things going, they're definitely going to want to, again, take a big look at keeping their opponents' threes to a minimum. We'll see if they can do that tonight. For the Mount Vernon Marauders, again, the head coach is Travis Daugherty. Starting at a guard is a 6-foot junior, Damari Gatewood. The other guard is a 6'1 junior, Logan Smith. The third guard is a 6'2 senior, Michael Ertl. At forward is a 6'5 senior, James McLeod. And the other forward is a 6'6 senior, Eric Shepard. So the backcourt for the Marauders is Gatewood, Smith, and Ertl. And the front court will be McLeod and Shepard. For the Hamilton Southeastern Royals, a very, very familiar lineup. Even though they have gotten Jerron Bond back, you will still see the same starting five that Coach Satterfield has been running out there for pretty much ever since the very early portions of this season. Starting at a guard will be a 6-foot senior, Jack Davidson. At another guard will be a 6'1 sophomore, Noah Smith. The third guard will be a 6'1 senior, Connor Rotterman. At forward, a 6'6 sophomore, Aaron Etherington. And the other forward is a 6'7 senior, Zach Gunn. So the backcourt will see Smith, Rotterman, and Davidson. The front court, Etherington and Gunn. Those are your starting lineups as we get ready for basketball tonight from Hamilton Southeastern High School. The Marauders, they have brought themselves a crowd. They are across the ways, all dressed in black, just as their team will be dressed in black with the white numerals and the gold trim. The Royals will be in the home whites with royal blue numbers and royal blue trim. Southeastern, as I've mentioned at the start of this game, defending the three has been an issue for Southeastern this season. When you take a look at some of their losses, it's been against a very good shooting three shooting teams, I should say. Between you take a look at what North Central was able to do, Warren Central, and of course what Zionsville did last night. Take into account what happened at Pendleton Heights, and the Royals were lucky to be able to get away with that win there. They end up needing to make sure they can defend the three well, and they're going to have their hands, I think, tied tonight, hopefully doing a very good job defending the three. We're about ready for basketball here from Hamilton Southeastern. It's been an absolutely gorgeous Saturday here in central Indiana as I made my way to Hamilton Southeastern. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Not too shabby for mid-January, but we expect some hot action here at Hamilton Southeastern High School, so hopefully you'll join us as we get ready for some basketball here tonight. Do want to make one notice. I had a few people email me asking the Westfield game that was postponed last Friday. They have announced a makeup for that. It will be Saturday, February 4th. The JV game will begin at 11 o'clock, and they will take on Heritage Christian, while the varsity team will play Westfield. And a tip-off set for 12:30. We'll have those games for you on Audio Sports Online. Zach Gunn's going to jump center against Eric Shepard as we get ready for basketball here. Pull up a seat. Hope you enjoy Southeastern basketball on Audio Sports Online tonight. Again, the Marauders brought a pretty good crowd with them from Mount Vernon. And they watched their JV team pull off a big win earlier as their JV team came away with a win in the final seconds. Their only lead was the final score of the game. Tip is in the air, and it's controlled by Southeastern, who will move right to left as Noah Smith has the basketball, looking against a man-to-man trapping defense. Gunn goes right side, three from Davidson on the way, and that is how we start this basketball game with a Jack Davidson three. Noah Smith with the steal and the bucket. And quickly 5-0 within the first 20 seconds to start this basketball game. So the Royals get the three, get the steal, get the bucket, and just like that, they're up 5-0 as the Marauders have the basketball, looking over a man-to-man defense by Southeastern. As with the basketball is Logan Smith. He goes left side to James McLeod. McLeod up to Damian Gatewood. Here's a three on its way. That one short by Eric Shepard. And here comes Southeastern with the basketball to the other end. Here's a steal, however. The Marauders with the basketball with the steal. The wrap around, and they'll finish off with the layoff with Eric Shepard off of the Michael Ertl steal. And the Marauders have their first points of the contest. They trail 5-2 as we've played just over a minute and 10 seconds here in this opening quarter from Hamilton Southeastern High School. Brian Scott with you tonight. As Zach Gunn with the basketball. He'll find Aaron Etherington, and Etherington will finish it off on the nice feed. As Gunn will get the assist, Etherington the basket, and it's now 7-2. With the basketball is Damari Gatewood as the Marauders swing it up to the top of the key to Eric Shepard. Right side, this is Gatewood. Gatewood working on Davidson. Gets Davidson in the air, but his shot well short and misses everything and will hit the baseline. And the turnover will give the ball back to Southeastern, who leads 7-2 with 6:16 left to go in this first quarter of play. Smith around an Etherington screen. Keeps his dribble alive. Now picks it up and finds Gunn top of the key. Zach drives. It's stripped. Here's the outlet. Getting the ball to Gatewood, and Gatewood will finish it off. The strip, the steal, and the bucket. And it's 7-4. Smith will take a gun screen. Finds Etherington. He'll pop a three. That's off the glass, around the rim, and into the hands of the Marauders. Long outlet pass stolen by Etherington. Tapped to Gunn, and Gunn on his tap back to Aaron Etherington is going to be fouled. Our first foul of the contest is going to go against the Marauders. And it's going to go against James McLeod. That's his first, team first. And it'll be Southeastern ball up by 3 with 5:35 left to go in this first quarter. Etherington finds Noah Smith, and Smith puts it in. A nice play. And a good job by Smith to hang up in the air, get the bucket, and a lead is back to 5 at 9-4. Here's the ball poked away. Smith bounce pass to Davidson. Davidson will finish with a nice reverse layup. Put the basket between himself and the defender, and Jack Davidson now has 5 points, and the lead is 7. We approach 5 minutes left to go. First quarter of play as the Royals starting strong here to begin this game with the Marauders. Here's a 3 ball that's going to be way, way off. Is that shot no good by James McLeod. Etherington picks up his dribble, lobs it to Gunn. Gunn, double team. Now he finds Noah Smith cutting through the lane. No, he can't finish it off with the bucket, but he's going to earn a trip to the free throw line. Second team foul. And the foul is going to be called against Logan Smith. That's his first. At the line, Noah Smith. Noah, a 74% free throw shooter, and he misses the first. Noah with one more, he'll can that one. He has 5 points. And it's a 12-4 lead for Southeastern with 4:30 left to play in the first quarter. Marauders try to send it to the corner. 3 ball on the way. That shot's no good by Logan Smith. Rebounded by Davidson. Over to Noah. Etherington tried to bounce it into Gunn, but it's at his feet, and the Marauders have the basketball. They get the ball in the lane. Nice little ball fake. Shot no good, and then blocked from behind by Etherington as Logan Smith missed the initial shot, tried to put it back up, but Etherington was there to block it from behind, and now the ball goes out of bounds. It will belong to Southeastern. Substitutions as Smith leaves, and coming into the contest will be Peyton Metters. 4:02 left to go first quarter. 12-4 is the score. Now Noah will slow it down as he'll go right side to Aaron Etherington, to Zach Gunn, top of the key. Zach sends it out to Davidson, gets around a Gunn screen, back to Gunn. Zach with the basketball, right side. Connor Rotterman's 3 from the corner is short, gets his own rebound, blocked from behind by Eric Shepard. Here come the Marauders the other way. 3 ball up and good by Damian Gatewood. He has 5. And it's now 12-7. Zach Gunn gets underneath, left it short, and then he's fouled as he tries to get the rebound. And we'll see if he'll earn a trip to the line. James McLeod will be hit with his second personal, 13 foul, and Gunn is at the line to shoot a pair where he hits the first. Chaz Birchfield and Austin Holtzum in. Meanwhile, Gunn gets both free throws. He has his first 2 points. It's a 14-7 lead for the Royals with 3:17 left to go in the first quarter of play. Michael Ertl sends it over to James McLeod. McLeod tried to catch Metters in the lane. Instead threw it right to Gunn. Gunn's 3 is on the way. Short off the rim. Birchfield with a rebound and the putback. Chaz Birchfield has the bucket. It's a 9-point Southeastern lead, and that's going to cause Travis Daugherty to call a timeout. And it'll be a full timeout with 2:56 left to go in this first quarter. It is now 16-7 in favor of the Southeastern Royals. Noah Smith with 5 points in that first quarter so far. So is Jack Davidson. Davidson with a 3. And the Royals got off to a hot start. Damian Gatewood's 3, along with a bucket, has left him with 5 points. But a good start to Southeastern to begin this game. And they now lead by 9 with 2:56 remaining. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining me for Southeastern Basketball on Audio Sports Online. again, our next broadcast of Royals basketball will be next Friday when the Royals welcome the Millers from Noblesville here to Hamilton Southeastern High School. Out of the timeout, Zach Gunn, Chaz Birchfield, Jack Davidson, Jerron Bond makes an appearance, and Austin Holtzum will now be in the lineup for Coach Brian Satterfield, and for Coach Travis Doherty, Damari Gatewood, Eric Shepard, Michael Ertl, James McLeod, and Peyton Metters. Here's a steal. Bond to Davidson. Lobs it to Gunn. Left it too high, but Bond's got the rebound. Sends it right side to Davidson. Davidson back to Jerron around the center jump circle. Gets around a Gunn screen, and now is trapped on the sideline. Ball poked out of bounds by Ertl. It will remain in the hands of Hamilton Southeastern. Into the lineup, Jake Morris for the Marauders. He will take over for James McLeod. 2:36 left to go first quarter, 16-7. Royals with the lead, and the ball's put in the backcourt, and here comes Jerron Bond. Bond drives in the lane, floater, right hand, no good. Gunn can't get the rebound. Here come the Marauders, 2-on-1, and they'll send it to the right side, and getting the layup down the right side of the lane is Jake Morris. And that makes it a 16-9 lead for Southeastern. After the bucket, a lead by 7 with 2:08 left to go in the first quarter. They'll find Chaz Birchfield low. Chaz can't finish the bucket on the find from Zach Gunn, but he's going to earn a trip to the free throw line. Foul will be called against Peyton Metters, his first, fourth team foul called against the Marauders, and Chaz Birchfield is at the line to shoot a pair. Birchfield hits the first. Chaz on the season, a 73% free throw shooter. He hits the first, and he will have one more. He missed the second. Ball comes down into the hands of the Marauders, and they have the basketball trailing by 8. In the corner behind the back pass, they managed to save the basketball into the hands of Shepard. Shepard at the free throw line, jumper from the right elbow, shot no good. Birchfield with a rebound. Here comes Jerron Bond. Bond in the front court, hands off, backcourt violation. As coming with the basketball was Jack Davidson. Did not establish himself in the front court, and that's a backcourt violation. Turnover gives the ball back to the Marauders, trailing by 8. As they'll swing it around to the left side. 1:35 left to go first quarter. Muscling down low, poked away by Davidson, but getting the basketball was Peyton Metters, and the ball, his whistle play will stop as a foul is going to be called against Southeastern. And it looks like it's going to go against Jerron Bond, his first team foul against Southeastern. And the Marauders will inbound from the baseline. They get it, a nice inbounds play, and finding coming off the curl on the inbounds with Michael Ertl. He nails the three, and that makes it a 5-point deficit for the Marauders. 17-12 after the made three with 1:15 left to go in the opening quarter. Aaron Shank now in as he tries to feed Chaz Birchfield. They'll say it went off of Peyton Metters, and it will remain Royals basketball. Nick Bowman will come in for Jack Davidson. Meanwhile, Damari Gatewood will leave, and he will be replaced, I believe, by Jake Morris. Here's Jerron Bond with the basketball. 65 seconds remain in this first quarter. Austin Holtzum finds Bond. 3-ball on the way. That's short, and coming away with it is Jake Morris, and a whistle will stop play. They're going to get Aaron Shank on a hold. For Aaron, his first, team second. 59.3 seconds remain in this first quarter. Royals lead 17-12. However, the Marauders have the basketball. Right side, this is Morris, guarded by Birchfield. Royals have stayed in a man-to-man this entire game. Logan Smith now with the basketball, guarded by Nick Bowman. They'll go left side once again. Morris with the basketball. They'll kick it down to the corner. 3-ball on the way. That shot by Logan Smith, no good. Ball loose on the court. And Aaron Shank comes away with it with 30 seconds remaining in this first quarter, and the Royals leading 17-12. Nick Bowman will slow it down, and the Royals will play for the final shot of the quarter. Bowman, right side. This is Jerron Bond. We are down to 15 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. Bowman has the basketball. Down to 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Bowman with the basketball in the lane, loses it, throws it up as the buzzer sounds, and that is the end of the first quarter of play. Southeastern starts strong. The Marauders managed to close the gap a little bit late, but the Royals will head to the second quarter leading the Marauders by the score 17-12. Stay tuned. Second quarter action coming up. This is Royals basketball on Audio Sports Online. Back at Hamilton Southeastern High School as we're getting ready for second quarter action. The Royals lead the Marauders by the score 17-12. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining me tonight. Royals started strong, and they got some balanced scoring with 5 points each from Noah Smith and Jack Davidson. 3 from Chaz Burfield, 2 each from Zach Gunn and Aaron Etherington. Damian Gatewood led the scoring for the Marauders with 5. Mount Vernon with 2 threes in that first quarter. Royals with 1, but they were 4 of 6 from the free throw line. They'll kick it out to the corner. Here's a 3 on the way. Shot no good by Cole Gentry, or Cade Gentry, I should say. And that ball goes out of bounds, and it will belong to Hamilton Southeastern. On the floor for Brian Satterfield, Connor Rotterman, who's going to trigger the inbound. Aaron Etherington, that is Nick Bowman with the basketball. They find Noah Smith down low, and he's going to be fouled. And Aaron Shank also on the court, as Noah is going to earn a trip to the free throw line, where he is 1 of 2 in this game. The foul is going to be called against Logan Smith, his second team foul, number 5. And Noah, as I mentioned, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He hits the first. Substitution now is leaving will be Logan Smith, and coming in for Mount Vernon will be Damari Gatewood. Noah's second free throw is up. It is good. He's made them both. He has 7 points, and the lead is 7 for Southeastern at 19-12. And now the 2-2-1 press being employed by Southeastern. And the Marauders are able to get it in. Almost stolen away from, as Connor Rodman got his hands in to Jake Morris. But the ball goes off Rodman, and the Marauders will maintain possession of the basketball. We've played 40 seconds. Royals lead by 7 here in the second quarter. Here's a 3 on the way. That's up too strong off the back iron by Damari Gatewood. It kicks it back out to end. He loses it on his way to the basket, and here comes Southeastern. Royals with the basketball. Bowman, left side, that ends up in Rodderman's hands off of a Shank screen. Shank briefly open, but they couldn't get it to him. They'll swing it up to the opposite side. Bowman down low to Etherington, to Bowman, back to Noah. Noah Smith is going to be fouled on a reach-in by Michael Ertl. That's his first, but it's the 6th team foul against Mount Vernon. So the next team foul by the Marauders will have the Royals on the line, and that will be the case for the remaining 6 minutes and 53 seconds left in this first half. Jake Morris will leave, and once again, Eric Shepard will return to the lineup for the Marauders of Travis Doherty. 19-12, that's our score. 6:46 left to go in the first quarter. Right side, Etherington's three from the wing. That's too strong off the flange. Shepard got the rebound, and here come the Marauders the other way. Here's Ertl for three. Rolls halfway down, comes back out, but there is James McLeod to get the putback in the bucket to make it a 5-point deficit for the Marauders at 19-14 with 6:20 left to go in the first half. Here's Connor Rotterman. His pull-up jumper from about 10 is no good. Skying for the rebound is James McLeod, and the Marauders will bring the basketball back the other way. Ertl in the lane, leaves it off. 8-foot jumper is up. It is good. That is McLeod once again with the bucket. He has 4 points, and it's now a 3-point deficit for the Marauders, and that's going to have Brian Satterfield call a 30-second timeout with 5:59 left to go in the first half. Hamilton Southeastern leads Mount Vernon 19-16, but the Marauders have scored the last 4 points. There was a 5-point lead after the end of the first quarter. Noah Smith's free throws the only points for the Royals. Very early, though, in this second quarter of play. Back at Hamilton Southeastern High School, I'm Brian Scott. Royals have the basketball, but they've watched their lead cut down to 3. And out of the timeout, it will be Austin Holzham, Noah Smith, Jack Davidson, Aaron Etherington, and Zach Gunn on the floor for Brian Satterfield. And Noah Smith has the basketball. Royals up by 3. Smith drives right side of the lane, leans in, puts it off the glass, and Noah Smith has the bucket. He has 9 points. The lead's back to 5 for the Royals. Ertl with the basketball. And now almost stolen away as they try to get the ball back to Earl. Smith there. They'll kick it to the corner. Ball fake by Gatewood gives it back to Michael Ertl. Ertl sends it around. They'll send it to the opposite side of the court to James McLeod, who has scored the last 4 points for the Marauders. Into the hands of Cade Gentry. Back to Shepard. Poked away by Etherington. Ball on the court, but Etherington, unfortunately, had his backside on the sideline, and that's going to be out of bounds, and the ball will belong to Mount Vernon, trailing by 5 with 5:12 left to go in this first half. 21-16, the Royals with the lead. Marauders do have the basketball as they wipe up a little perspiration. And it will be McLeod to trigger the inbounds right in front of the Southeastern bench. He'll find Michael Ertl. He'll be picked up by Noah Smith. Left side, Gentry. Down to Shepard, McLeod. Baseline drive, little floater. He gets it to go, and James McLeod has scored the last 6 points for the Marauders, all 6 of his points coming in this quarter is Jack Davidson with a right side of the lane drive. It goes out of bounds, but still it would be poked out of bounds by Damari Gatewood, and the Royals have the basketball up 21-18. And now a whistle away from the basketball. And if this is against the Marauders, this is team foul number 7. So 1-1 will be in effect. And it'll be called against Damari Gatewood, his first, but the 17th foul. And Jack Davidson is at the line to shoot the 1-1. And he will hit the first free throw and get the bonus. So Davidson with one more free throw. Davidson, a 93% free throw shooter on the season. He makes both. He has 7 points. And it's a 23-18 lead with 4:46. Back to the 2-2-1. Ertl with the basketball. Looking, finally gets it into the front court. And they will head to the corner. Royals now drop into a 3-2 zone. Here's Ertl's 3 from the wing. Shot no good. Noah Smith comes away from the rebound. He will outlet. He will find Aaron Etherington, and Aaron Etherington will throw it down. The lead is up to 7. Is that shot no good? Ertl gets the loose ball. He'll send it out. Here's a shot from the baseline. McLeod. He has his 8th point. He has scored all 8 of the Marauders' points in the second quarter. And the lead's back down to 5, under 4 left to go. Here's Zach Gunn. Little right-hand hook, slams it off the glass, but gets the bucket. Zach now has 4. Both teams quickly getting up and down the court. 27-20 is the score, with the Royals with the lead. Here is Shepard. He will pull the jumper and hit it from the left side free throw line extended. Shepard with 4 points. Back down to a 5-point Royals advantage with 3:30 left to go in the first half. Noah Smith with the basketball. Driving in the lane, down the lane, and Noah Smith gets the bucket. He now has 11 points, and it's 29-22. Shepard entry to McLeod, who's been on fire for the Marauders. He has it almost stolen from behind, but they're going to get Aaron Etherington with a foul. Etherington looked like he had a pretty good screen. Let's say had a forearm to the body, and Aaron's going to hit his first, team's third. And they're going to give McLeod a pair of free throws. First free throw rattles around and drops. Meanwhile, leaving is Cade Gentry, and returning to the lineup, Peyton Metters. Meanwhile, James McLeod has been the only offense practically for the Marauders. He gets both free throws. He has 10 points, and it's a 5-point lead for the Royals with 2:56 left to play in this first half. Deron Bond back in, joining Jack Davidson. Austin Holson, who will pop the three and nail it from the wing. Holsom's three makes it an 8-point lead at 38-24, and we have a whistle and a foul called against Southeastern. And it will go against Holsom, his first, team's fourth. Jack Davidson will depart. Chaz Birchfield will enter the lineup for Brian Satterfield with 2:40 left to go in this first half. Royals lead by 8. Ertl drives, kicks the left side to Shepard. They're trying to get McLeod down low. McLeod fighting for position. They're going to get Chaz Birchfield for the hold, his first, team's fifth. Royals trying to find some answer for James McLeod, who has 10 points in this quarter. He's kept the Marauders close. Shepard loses it. Gunn will try to save it and end up sliding out of bounds right in front of the Marauders bench, so the basketball will remain in the hands of Mount Vernon. Brian Satterfield believing that Gunn might have been pushed away from the basketball, looking for the foul, but the ball belongs to Mount Vernon with 2:17 left to go in this first half. Royals lead 32-24 in the lane. This time McLeod's shot no good. The ball goes out of bounds. Let's say Zach Gunn was the last to touch it. And it'll be Mount Vernon basketball with Michael Ertl trigger the inbounds from the baseline. 2:10 remain first half. They'll lob it into the hands of Damari Gatewood. Trying to feed it down low, stolen right into the hands of Austin Holtzman went the pass, and he gives the ball to Deron Bond. We're under 2 minutes left to go first half. 32-24 is the score. Holtzman right side, Bond pops the three. That one's no good, and Shepard has the rebound. He'll find Ertl left side working against Bond into the front court. He will now pull up. His shot no good. Put back no good. Birchfield taps it out, but McLeod chases it down. As he goes into the lane, we're going to have a tie-up as Shepard and I believe Connor Rotterman got his hands in on that, and the possession error will favor Hamilton Southeastern. Bond will depart, and now entering the lineup, re-entering is Noah Smith. 1:30 left to go in this first half. Royals still lead by 8 at 32-24. Rotterman, double team comes, finds Gunn, almost stolen away. Zach has it now. The double team comes. He finds Chaz Birchfield to Rotterman. Rotterman, fast hands, active hands by the Marauder. as getting that shot up and good is Chaz Birchfield. Birchfield now with 5 points. Here's a shot up and good as McLeod now with 12 points. We're under a minute left. 34-26 is the score. Still an 8-point lead for the Royals. Noah Smith almost loses it running into Zach Gunn, but sends it right side to Birchfield. Birchfield around a Gunn screen now loses the ball to McLeod. Here comes Ertl as the Marauders can play for the final shot. Ertl sends it to the corner. They'll pop the three from the corner, and nailing it is Damari Gatewood. He gets the three, and we're going to have a timeout called. Out. Now. So we have a timeout on the court, as it will be called by Hamilton Southeastern, a 30-second timeout. After that three that cut the deficit to 5 at 34-29 with 28.7 seconds remaining here in the first half. It has been James McLeod that has done most of the damage for the Marauders here in this first half and primarily the second quarter. He has 12 points in the quarter, as the Royals will have the basketball, likely playing for the final shot of the first half. They lead by 5. As Smith picks up the dribble, gives it to Davidson. Now it's poked away as Gatewood sends it to Ertl, and Ertl, the steal and the basket. For Ertl, it's only his 5th point, but it cuts the deficit to 3. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Rotterman in the lane. Shot no good. Guns flush no good. And that's the end of the first half. The Marauders get 12 points from James McLeod in the second quarter, and they cut the deficit to 3 as the teams head to the locker rooms. Hamilton Southeastern leads Mount Vernon 34-31. We'll be back in just a little bit with some halftime stats and a look around the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. This is Royals basketball on ASO. Halftime at Hamlin Southeastern High School, where the Royals lead the Marauders from Mount Vernon 34-31. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining me tonight for Southeastern basketball on Audio Sports Online, as all the youth basketball players now being introduced out on the floor before we get second half action underway. First off, let's take a look at the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, especially after what happened last night. A lot of things happening now in the HCC. First off, let's take a look at the standings after play from last night. Zionsville now at the top of the standings with a record of 3-0 after that big win against the Royals last night, winning, of course, in overtime 73-72. Brownsburg picked up a win against Westfield 60-46 last night. That moves the Bulldogs to 9-2 on the season, winners of their last three, and they are now 2-0 in HCC play. Noblesville, they beat Frankfort 56-55. Noblesville has won their last two and evened up their record to 7-7 on the season. And Avon, they knocked off Fishers last night 72-64 to pick up their first win in Hoosier Crossroads Conference action. The Orioles are now 1-2 overall, 5-8 on the season. Westfield's loss to Brownsburg dropped them to 3-8 overall, and they are 0-3 in HCC play. Again, if you did not hear earlier as we started this basketball game, the game last Friday night between Hamilton Southeastern and Westfield, that was part of a boys-girls doubleheader. The girls did play the following Saturday afternoon and won that game. The makeup game for the Westfield game with the boys will be on February 4th. That is a Saturday. The varsity will tip off around 12:30. The junior varsity is also going to play. They will play Heritage Christian, and that game will tip off at 11 o'clock. So the makeup is tentatively scheduled for Saturday, February 4th. JV to tip off at 11 o'clock against Heritage Christian, followed by the varsity game against Westfield. That game will tip off at 12:30. Action taking place tonight. Brownsburg is at Carmel. Logansport is at Noblesville. Of course, the Royals are hosting the Marauders, and Tri-West is at Westfield. Next week, Tuesday, Fishers will be at Lawrence Central while the Red Devils travel to play Zionsville. Zionsville does have some very, very difficult games on their schedule, and they have one very important game. They have to play Brownsburg still this season. Meanwhile, Hamilton Southeastern will wrap up their HCC schedule at Brownsburg. Also coming up this coming week on Friday, Westfield is at Avon. And, of course, I mentioned Noblesville at Hamilton Southeastern on Friday and Zionsville at Brownsburg. Next Saturday, Avon will be at Center Grove, Lawrence North at Fishers. Lebanon will be at Westfield. Terre Haute South travels to Brownsburg, and Zionsville will be at Homestead. The Royals will have Saturday off. We're at halftime. Hamilton Southeastern leads Mount Vernon 34-31. The Royals led by 5 at the end of the first quarter, 17-12. It has been the free throw shooting that has really kept Hamilton Southeastern ahead in this game. They are 8 of 10 from the charity stripe. Meanwhile, the Marauders have only made it to the free throw line 3 times, and they've only connected on 1. However, it is the three-point shooting that once again is proving the difference. Mount Vernon has hit 5 three-point baskets, and it was James McLeod's 12 points in that second quarter that kept Mount Vernon basically in this basketball game, as he ran off a total of 10 straight points for the Mount Vernon Marauders. He leads the Marauders with 12 points. Damari Gatewood has 8 points, including a pair of threes. 4 points from Eric Shepard, 2 points from Jake Morris, 2 points from Michael Ertl. Logan Smith, Peyton Metters, Cade Gentry played. They did not score, and as I mentioned, Mount Vernon 1 of 3 from the 2 of 2 from the free throw line, and they've hit 3 three-pointers. I had my numbers messed up there. 3 3-pointers, 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. Meanwhile, for Hamilton Southeastern, they're led by Noah Smith's 11 points, 7 points for Jack Davidson, 5 points from Chaz Birchfield, 4 points each from Aaron Etherington and Zach Gunn, 3 points from Austin Holtzman, Nick Bowman, Aaron Shank, Jerron Bond, and Connor Rotterman played. They did not score. The Royals, as I mentioned, 8 of 10 from the free throw line in the first half, and they hit 2 3-point baskets. It has been the story all season long. Can Hamilton Southeastern defend the three. They're against, again, a very good three-point shooting team, and they've got to find a way to right now stop James McLeod. He has 12 points. They have done a good job of limiting Michael Ertl. Ertl only has 5 points. He has been one of their leading scorers this season, but right now only 5 points. Damari Gatewood does have 8, but he also has a pair of threes. Both teams are back out onto the court, and in just a few moments we're going to have basketball once again. It's halftime. Southeastern leads Mount Vernon 34-31. This is Royals basketball on ASO. We're getting ready for second half action. Brian Scott back with you from Hamilton Southeastern High School. The Royals leading Mount Vernon 34-31 as we get ready to begin the second half. No big foul difficulties, especially for Hamilton Southeastern. The Marauders did put the Royals in the penalty, in the bonus, I should say, in the first half, but no Marauder has more than 2 personal fouls. So to begin the second half, it'll be the same way we started the first half for Mount Vernon. Michael Ertl, Logan Smith, James McLeod, Damari Gatewood, and Eric Shepard as the Royals have the basketball to begin the third quarter. And for Hamilton Southeastern, the starting 5, Jag Davidson, Zach Gunn, Connor Rotterman, Aaron Etherington, and that is Noah Smith guarding Michael Ertl as we get the second half underway. Royals lead by 3. As they look with Shepard. Shepard gets the ball into the hands of Logan Smith. Smith guarded closely by Rotterman. Now back to Shepard, who's picked up by Zach Gunn. Pull-up jumper on the way from about 16 feet. Shot no good. Rebounded by McLeod, but stripped on his way up. Getting all ball was Aaron Etherington, but it will stay in the hands of the Marauders. And we have played 40 seconds of basketball with the Marauders still holding on to the orange. They'll inbound it to Shepard. Shepard to Gatewood. Over to Ertl. Ertl's 3. That's no good. Ball's loose. Getting the loose ball and putting it up is Damari Gatewood. He now has 10 points, and it's a 1-point lead for Hamilton Southeastern, 34-33 with 1 minute played here in the third quarter. Smith to Etherington. Aaron finds Connor Rotterman. Rotterman thought about it, now backs it up between the circles. Feeds left side to Etherington, and as he tries to make the entry pass to Zach Gunn, a whistle will stop play, and a foul is going to be called against the Marauders. And Eric Shepard will be hit with his first and the team's first. Inbound, this is Etherington. He has the ball stripped by Michael Ertl. Ertl with the basketball into the front court, kicks it down into the corner, but there was Jack Davidson closing in on the shooter. That would have been Damari Gatewood. And now it's Eric Shepard with the basketball, looking to get it down low. Now drives on Zach Gunn, puts a shoulder in. Won't get the bucket, but he will draw the foul against Zach. For Zach, that's his first personal and the first team foul in the second half, but it will send Eric Shepard to the line. Again, the Marauders only took 3 free throw attempts in that first half, made 1. Shepard has 4 points, and this is his first trip to the free throw line. First free throw hits off the back of the iron and pops right back out. Marauders have never led. They could tie it here with a free throw. And they will not be able to do so. Shepard misses both free throws. Gunn with a rebound. Left side, Connor Rotterman. Rotterman to Noah Smith. Noah drives right side of the lane, lays it up, leaves it short, and Ertl has the rebound. He will lay it out to Shepard. Shepard takes it, leaves it left side, and Gatewood will finish off the fast break with the bucket. Damari Gatewood now with 12 points, and the Marauders have their first lead of the game at 35-34. Here's Zach Gunn. He will pop the three. It's no good. Etherington tried to get the rebound, but coming away with it is Logan Smith. Smith, right side, pull-up jumper from McLeod is up and good. McLeod has 14 points, and it's a three-point Mount Vernon lead. Royals still looking for their first points here of the third quarter. And as Connor Rotterman makes a drive to the hoop, he's going to be fouled. And one official said it was going to be a two-shot foul. Another one said no, it was on the way to the hoop. And so they will have the Royals take it out from the baseline. Davidson to trigger the inbound. And he gives it to Etherington. Etherington to Gunn. Gunn. And coming in and reaching in is Logan Smith. And Smith's going to get hit with a personal. And that'll be his third and the team third. Team foul number 3 here in the second half is Zach Gunn now at the line. Only 4 points, 2 of 2 from the line, and he's keeping his perfect streak intact from the free throw line. And Gunn will convert both free throws. He has 6 points, is 4 of 4 from the line, and the Royals trail by 1 at 37-36. Left side, this is McLeod, who has been hot. He has 14 points. Gives the ball to Shepard, works against Gunn, sends it right side to Logan Smith. Smith guarded by Connor Rotterman. Now gives it up to Ertl. Ertl guarded by Noah Smith. Gets cut off, now has to back it up, tries the other side, sends it left side to Shepard. He'll pop a three from the corner and nail it. Eric Shepard with a three from the corner. He has 7 points, and it's the biggest lead for the Marauders at 4. 40-36, 4:54 left to go in the third quarter. Left side, this is Etherington. They're trying to get Gunn on a post-up, but they find Noah Smith. Weak side, and Noah with the bucket. Noah has 13 points. Good weak side find. They posted up Zach on the strong side, and Noah just snuck in from the weak side and got the feed and converted the bucket. 40-38, 4:27 left to go. Here's Shepard, drives, Gunn sends it out. And it's dribbled and picked up by one of the youngest fellas that you'll find here tonight. And managed to keep his popsicle or whatever he was going from being on the floor. Shepard takes the inbound. Marauders lead by 2. 4:20 left to go in this third quarter. And McLeod thought he was held by Noah Smith, but Smith was pretty much pulled the chair out from under him, and that ball goes out of bounds and will belong to Southeastern. They can tie it with a bucket here. 40-38, 4:17 left to go in this third quarter. And Noah Smith will walk it into the front court. Looks to get a gun screen. Now drives right side of the lane. Lost the basketball on the way up. And coming away with it is Gatewood. Gatewood drives left side. And Damari Gatewood comes away with a bucket off the turnover. Gatewood has 6 points in the quarter, 14 in the game. It's back to a 4-point lead. They find Zach Gunn down low. It rolls off the flange and into the hands of McLeod. McLeod down to the corner, back to Ertl. Ertl closed out by Rotterman. Now they feed Shepard down low, guarded by Etherington. Backs in, stripped away from behind by Noah Smith. Here's Connor Rotterman. Rotterman with the basketball, almost loses it, finds Etherington. Etherington double clutches, gets the bucket, and he'll go to the line with the and one. Foul's going to be called. It will go against Damari Gatewood. That's his third. Logan Smith and Damari Gatewood now each with 3. Meanwhile, Etherington will complete the three-point play. He now has 7, and the deficit's been cut to 2. Connor Rotterman will depart as entering the lineup for Hamilton Southeastern is Chaz Birchfield. Logan Smith with the basketball, and now they'll let him come into the front court. 3:22 left to go, third quarter, 42-41. Marauders with the basketball in the 1-point lead. Michael Ertl gets around to Shepard's screen. Now we'll give it back to Shepard. Shepard pops the three, short off the front of the iron. Birchfield with a rebound. And Chaz will bring it into the front court. Across the timeline, left side to Etherington. Etherington over to Zach Gunn. Gunn in the lane. He floats it, no good. There was Aaron Etherington. He was looking for the putback. He missed it, but Zach Gunn was able to reach in, grab the basketball, and put it up and in, and Hamilton Southeastern retakes the lead at 43-42. 2:42 left to go, third quarter. Royals retake the lead, up by one. Marauders with the basketball. Ertl has been bottled up by Noah Smith most of this game. This is Logan Smith. He gives it to Shepard. Back to Logan Smith, working on Davidson. Back left side, three ball on the way. Damari Gatewood, three no good. Getting the rebound is Shepard, stripped by Etherington and into the hands of Noah Smith. 2:15 left to go, third quarter. Zach Gunn tries to make it through about three black-clad Marauders, and it's going to get bailed out with a foul called against the Marauders. And they're going to give Zach Gunn 2 free throws, and that's not going to make Coach Travis Doherty any happy. Meanwhile, Damari Gatewood's hit with foul number 4, and Gunn is at the line where he's a perfect 4 for 4. And he hits it. Substitutions now as Austin Holtzum will come in. Connor Rotterman will sit. Meanwhile, Zach Gunn back at the line, and he has hit all 6 of his free throws. He has 10 points, and the Royal lead is 3. Ertl into the front court, just takes it straight at the Royals' defense. Nobody stopped the basketball. He went right around Zach Gunn, and he's going to get the bucket and draw the foul, I believe, against Gunn. It will be against Gunn, his first second team foul, and Michael Ertl is at the line. He has 7 points. 5 of them there in that first half. And he's going to look to see if he can convert the three-point play here, which he does. He now has 8 points. And we are tied at 45 with 2 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Left side, Aaron Shank now into the game. He'll find Davidson off of a curl, and as Davidson was trying to get it out to Shank, he's going to be bodied up from behind, I believe, by Michael Ertl. That'll be Ertl's second, and it's the 5th team foul against the Marauders. Correction, it is the 6th team foul against Mount Vernon. So the Royals are shooting free throws the remainder of this game, and they have been doing a very good job from the free throw line this evening. Gunn gets the inbound from Holtzum. Holtzum thought about the three, instead finds Davidson on a curl. Nice bounce pass from Holtzum. Blocked. Davidson's hit from behind, and he's down on the court. He was trying to wrap it in a reverse layup, and Jack down on the court. He was hit from behind. The foul is going to go against Logan Smith. It's his 4th. And Davidson rubbing the back of his head. And now the Marauders have some problems. Logan Smith and Damari Gatewood each have 4 personal fouls. It was the 7th team foul against the Marauders, and now the Royals' best free throw shooter, Jack Davidson, is at the free throw line. We're tied at 45, a minute 42 left to go, third quarter. Davidson has 7 points in the game, and he's 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Jack hits the first free throw, and now leaving is Logan Smith, who will be replaced by Cade Gentry. Meanwhile, Davidson One more free throw on the way. He canned them both. He has 9. And now they will they'll bring Jack out, have him checked out. Nick Bowman will enter the lineup for Coach Brian Satterfield. Royals up by 2 after the 2 made free throws, 47-45. And now Bowman is going to pick up a foul against Michael Ertl. For Bowman, that's his first team foul number 3 against Southeastern in the second half. And Shepard will inbound right in front of the Royal bench. And he will find Michael Ertl. 1:35 left to go, third quarter. Royals lead by 2 at 47-45. Ertl with the basketball, working against Bowman. Gets around a Shepard screen. Now a pick and roll. Shepard takes it into Zach Gunn. Still looking. Turnaround jumper. Gets the bucket. Nice play by the big man, Eric Shepard. He has 9 points. And we're tied again at 47. With the basketball, Gunn drives, baseline, puts it up, gets the bucket as he goes to the hoop. Again, a 2-point lead, under a minute left to go here in this third quarter as Shepard backs up. Ertl gets around Bowman, pokes at him, and gets the bucket. Bowman looks like he took a shot to the face. No foul called, and Ertl's able to get the bucket. We're tied at 49. Bowman brings it into the front court, leaves the left side to Austin Holtzum. Tied at 49, 30 seconds left to go third quarter. Left side, Chaz Birchfield, he'll pop, shot short. Holtzum with a rebound, sends it out to Shank, top of the key, right side Bowman. Finds Birchfield all alone, won't take the shot, however, as the Royals will play for the final shot of the quarter. We're tied at 49, 14 seconds remain. Right side, this is Nick Bowman with the basketball. Bowman can hit the 3. He'll give it to Gunn. Gunn, as he makes his way to the hoop, he's going to be fouled. Team foul number 8 against the Marauders. And this looks like it's going to go against Michael Ertl. That's his 3rd. So right now, head coach Travis Doherty seeing 2 of his starters with 4 personals and 1 with 3. Meanwhile, Zach Gunn is at the free throw line, 6 of 6 so far in this basketball game. And with a 1-and-1, he hits the first. 5.3 seconds remain in this third quarter. That free throw gives the Royals the lead, 50-49. And Gunn converts the second. 8 for 8 from the free throw line is Zach Gunn. He has 14 points. 51-49. Here's Ertl into the front court. Drives in the lane. Fouled with 0.3 seconds remaining on the clock. Ertl quickly got it into the front court, drove right side, and he's fouled to the hoop by Connor Rotterman. For Connor, it's his first personal, but Ertl will have a chance to tie the game with 0.3 of a second remaining. It's 51-49. Ertl's free throw rattles around and drops. He is 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He currently has 11 points. Second free throw is up. It is good, and we are tied at 51. 0.3 of a second, and they can only tip that one. So we will head to the fourth quarter, right like we started this basketball game. All knotted up. This time the score 51-51. Back with the fourth quarter after this is Royals basketball on ASL. Welcome back to Hamilton Southeastern High School as we begin quarter number 4, all knotted up at 51 as the Marauders, who trailed by 3 at the half, made up those 3 points in the third quarter. Southeastern, they were held by 9 of 9 from the free throw line. And we'll begin the fourth quarter all knotted up at 51, and the Royals will begin the third quarter with Jack Davidson, Jerron Bond, Connor Rotterman, Aaron Etherington, and Aaron Shank. This is Bond, finds Rotterman. 3 from the wing is up and good. Connor Rotterman finally in the scorers column, and he hits a 3 from the wing. And the Royals lead by 3, 54-51. Here's a 3 from the corner. That's up. That is good. Made by Cade Gentry. So a pair of threes, one from each team to begin the third quarter. Rotterman drives the lane, leaves the shot long. Rebounded by Aaron Shank, and it'll drop. Shank in the scorers column as well, and the Royals retake the lead by 2. This is Michael Ertl. He'll send it to Gentry. It'll be poked away, but Ertl will chase it down. It is Ertl, Gentry, Eric Shepard, Peyton Metters, and James McLeod, the 5 out there for Coach Travis Doherty's Marauders, who trail by 2 of 1 minute into the fourth quarter. Ertl being harassed by Jerron Bond as they send it to Shepard, top of the key, left side McLeod. McLeod picked up by Shank. Leans in, now backs it back out. And now a whistle, and they'll call a palming violation as McLeod looking for something to open up. Got the hand underneath the basketball. He's going to be called for palming. And the turnover will give the ball back to Southeastern, who has scored 5 quick points here in this fourth quarter. And Rotterman will give it to Jerron Bond, who will bring it into the front court for the Royals. Works, drives right side into the lane, blocked from behind. It was Peyton Metters getting the hand in to knock it away, but the ball will remain in the hands of Southeastern. Now substitutions as coming in for the Marauders is Logan Smith and Damari Gatewood. Each have 4 personal fouls. The Marauders have committed 18 fouls, and now Connor Rotterman lost the basketball at the midcourt stripe, and when he gathered it back, he bounced it in the backcourt, and he'll be called for the backcourt violation. A turnover by each here, and the ball will go back in the hands of the Marauders, trailing by 2, 56-54, 6:17 left to go in the fourth quarter. Another nip and tuck game for the Royals here. Second night in a row. Step back, here's Smith, his 3 no good. Etherington gets the rebound. He'll leave it to Bond. He'll give it to Davidson. Davidson, reverse layup, but won't get the bucket. He will earn a trip to the free throw line. The 9th team foul against the Marauders, and the 3rd personal against James McLeod. So Logan Smith and Damari Gatewood have 4 fouls each. James McLeod and Michael Ertl with 3, and Rotterman hits the first of 2 free throws. Bond departs, Noah Smith back in. Noah has 13 points in this game. Meanwhile, Davidson hits both free throws. He now has 5 points, and the lead is 4 for Southeastern with 5:55 left to go in the fourth quarter. And now a whistle and a timeout called by Marauders head coach Travis Doherty, a full timeout with 5:52 left to go in this fourth quarter. Hamilton Southeastern leads 58-54. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining me for Royals basketball and audio sports online. Don't forget, our next broadcast will be coming up on Friday when the Royals host the Noblesville Millers in a Hoosier Crossroads Conference matchup. We'll have the JV game beginning at 6 o'clock, varsity at 7:30, right here on audiosportsonline.com. Hamilton Southeastern making the most of their free throws in this contest. Right now they are 19 of 21 from the free throw line here in this basketball game. And while the Marauders have been able to knock down some threes, it's the damage that the Royals have been able to do from the charity stripe that has really kept them in this game, and right now keep them ahead is a pair of free throws from Connor Rotterman have given them a 4-point lead. Out of the timeout, Jack Davidson, Zach Gunn, Aaron Etherington, Connor Rotterman, Noah Smith. That's your starting five. And for the Marauders, Michael Ertl, Logan Smith, James McLeod, Damari Gatewood, and Eric Shepard. That is their starting five. So both starting units on the court now for their respective teams with 5:45 left to go in the fourth quarter. Left side, this is McLeod. He went off in the second quarter, has been pretty much silent since. Ertl works on Noah Smith, finds McLeod underneath. Great little head fake. And McLeod, just as soon as I say that, gets the bucket. He now has 14 points, and it's back to a 2-point advantage for the Royals. This Jack Davidson, he took a spill a little earlier, looks no worse for the wear. Etherington picks the ball up. They're trying to get Gunn on a low post. Now they'll swing him to the other side. Reach in. Gunn has it. He's tied up from behind, and the possession arrow will favor the Marauders as we'll head the other way. So the double team came. McLeod got the tie up from the backside, and the possession arrow will favor the Marauders. They'll have the basketball down by 2. As we have 5 minutes left to play, and now Ertl drives against Davidson. They'll say the foul occurred on the floor. No shots. 15 foul against Southeastern, and the foul will be called against Jack Davidson. That's his first. So they'll take it out from the baseline. Looking, lobbing it into Shepard. Shepard works against Etherington, but they'll send it back up top. Damari Gatewood back to Ertl. Ertl has it poked away, but they're going to get Jack Davidson quickly for his second personal, the 16th foul. And now both teams will be in the bonus for the remainder of this game, as that is the 16th foul. So the next team foul against the Royals will put the Marauders at the line. They get it into Shepard. Shepard has the ball stripped by Aaron Etherington. Noah Smith to Zach Gunn. Zach has it poked away from behind by Michael Ertl on a good hustle play, and the Royals will retain possession of the basketball. 4:47 left to go, fourth quarter. Royals lead 58-56, and Davidson will take it out from the baseline. He'll lob it into Noah Smith. Smith tries to work against Ertl, poked away and given to and McLeod comes away with it. Marauders can tie it with a bucket. They trail by 2. Logan Smith drives in the lane, and we're going to have a reach-in foul. I believe it's going to go against Zach Gunn, but it is the 7th team foul against Hamilton Southeastern. Instead, they'll get Aaron Etherington with his second, not Gunn, but it is the 7th team foul, and that's going to send Logan Smith to the line. Smith has 4 personals and has had no points, and he's going to see if he can earn something here from the line. 1-1 in effect. As they wipe up some moisture currently on the floor right there in the lane. 4:34 left to go, fourth quarter. Royals lead 58-56, but Logan Smith is at the line with a 1-1 in effect, as they are still wiping up a damp, wet spot in the lane, right where they have the markings for the volleyball markings. Evidently, they've got it taken care of, and now we've got Logan Smith at the line. 1-1. And Smith hits the first. He'll get the bonus. His first points of the basketball game, and the Marauders trail by 1. He can tie it with a free throw. 4:34 remains. And that one is missed, but coming away with it is McLeod on the rebound, and the Marauders can now take the lead with a bucket. Right side, this is Shepard, guarded by Gunn. He'll give it up to Gatewood. Back, right side to Shepard. He's looking to work against Zach Gunn. Instead, we'll send it left side to McLeod, picked up by Aaron Etherington. Michael Ertl and Connor Rotterman works against Rotterman. Now has to kick it back out to McLeod, back to Shepard, as the Marauders probe the perimeter. And now they'll find McLeod. McLeod gets around Etherington. Gunn comes to help, but he's too late, and McLeod will get the bucket. 18 points from James McLeod, and the Marauders take a 1-point lead, 59-58, with 3:45 left to go. Noah Smith looking, picks up his dribble, finds Connor Rotterman left side. Connor drives in the lane, throws up a bit of a prayer, and is going to get bailed out with a free throw as he is fouled going to the basket. Looks like he wanted to kick it out to the side, but instead he's fouled by James McLeod, and that's his fourth. It is the 10th team foul, so double trouble now for the Marauders as they've got Smith, McLeod, and Gatewood all with 4. The double bonus is in effect, so Rotterman shooting 2, and he hits the first. And again, the Royals doing a very, very good job from the free throw line. And that one rolls around and he gets it to drop. Chaz Birchfield will come in for Connor Rotterman. Those 2 free throws give the Royals the lead at 60-59 with 3:37 left to go in regulation. And Michael Ertl brings the ball up the court and into the front court for the Marauders. He'll leave it for Eric Shepard. Under 3:30 left. And this top is Damari Gatewood. Back to Ertl. Ertl has been harassed by Noah Smith all game long. Gets around Noah, sends it out to the corner. 3 ball on the way. That shot no good. Gunn with a rebound off of the miss from Damari Gatewood, and the Royals have a 1-point lead and the basketball. This time Smith will work on Ertl, but sends it left side to Birchfield. He's looking to get it down to Gunn. And now he'll dribble the ball, pick it up. Now nowhere to hand the ball off to. Finally finds Jack Davidson. Davidson back to Birchfield, steps into a 3, leaves it short, and Gatewood has the rebound. Poked away from behind by Aaron Etherington, picked his pocket clean. Right side, Noah Smith drives baseline and gets the bucket. Royals get the bucket in transition, almost another steal. But the Royals now lead by 3 with 2:30 left to go in this basketball game. Ertl picked his pocket. Noah Smith, one-on-one, will drive, has it blocked, but there's Zach Gunn, gets the bucket and draws the foul. Gunn trailing, got the putback and drew the foul. And the foul is going to go against Michael Ertl. That's his 4th. So 4 of the 5 Marauders starters now with 4 personal fouls. And Gunn looking to convert the 3-point play. And he does. Zach Gunn is 9 of 9 from the charity stripe. And he has 17 points. The Royals, they lead by 6. 65-59. 2:10 remains. Long range 3. Michael Ertl from deep. Nails the 3. And quickly a timeout called by Travis Daugherty. And the Marauders a 30-second timeout. Michael Ertl, we knew he had that capability of hitting that deep 3. He nailed one from well deep. And it makes it a 1-possession game at 65-62 with 2:07 remaining in the 4th quarter. Royals have shown some good defense, also excellent free throw shooting. The Marauders, they've been able to do it with some 3s. They have now hit 6 3-point baskets in this basketball game, has Mount Vernon. While the Royals have hit 3. But again, free throw shooting for Hamilton Southeastern has really been the difference in this basketball game. They have been doing an outstanding job from the charity stripe. Out of the timeout, Aaron Etherington, Noah Smith, Jack Davidson, Connor Rotterman, and Zach Gunn, the starting 5 for Brian Satterfield on the court as the Royals lead by 3. We have 2 minutes left to go. They'll take a little bit of air out of the basketball right now. Gunn sets a high screen for Smith. They switch off. Zunn takes the basketball and now give it to Davidson back at the center jump circle. 4 of the 5 Marauders on the court have 4 fouls, and the Royals are in the double bonus. 1:40 left. Noah Smith drives in the lane, gets the foul called, won't get the bucket. He's earning a trip to the line, and let's see who this is against. And it's against Logan Smith, and he is fouled out. Smith, with his 5th foul, he leaves with 1 point. And he will have to depart. Cade Gentry will take his place. Meanwhile, Noah Smith is at the line for 2. And he hits the first. Austin Holtzum comes in. Jack Davidson will depart. 66-62, a minute 36 remains. And Noah with one more free throw. That one's short. He knew it as soon as he let it go. Tried to follow it, but the Marauders have it. Here's Ertl, pull up 3, missed it wildly. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will belong to Hamilton Southeastern. And now Davidson and Rotterman will return as Holtzum and Birchfield will depart as Brian Satterfield does a little offense-defense. Gentry will depart, and Tyler Bostic is now in for the first time tonight for the Marauders. They trail by 4 with a minute 24 remaining. Double bonus in effect for Hamilton Southeastern. Gun left side. They find all alone Connor Rotterman, and Rotterman is fouled. It's against Damari Gatewood, and that's his 5th. Rotterman got loose underneath. A nice pass, and Gatewood came over, was forced to foul, and the second of Coach Travis Doherty's starters leaves after he fouls out. Peyton Metters will enter the lineup, and at the line will be Connor Rotterman. Connor was scoreless through the first 3 quarters. He has 7 points and is 4-4 from the line here in this quarter. First free throw is good. And that stretches the lead to 5. Second free throw is up. It is good. Connor, clutch here in the 4th quarter. 6 of 6 from the line, including a 3. He has 9 points in the game, all of them in this 4th quarter. Ertl picks up the basketball. He will drive left side, leaves it well short. Here comes Birchfield into the front court, slows it down to Gunn. A minute 5 remaining. Southeastern leads 68-62. A 2-possession game. And with a double bonus in effect, the Marauders must foul. And giving up the foul is Peyton Metters, his 2nd. That'll send Zach Gunn to the free throw line. Zach is 9 of 9 from the charity stripe tonight, and he's got 2 coming as the double bonus is in effect. And that one he left short. Push that one. 58.7 seconds remain. Royals lead by 6. A 2-possession game, but Gunn can make it a 3-possession game with just 1 free throw. Missed them both, and Shepard has the rebound. He gives it left side to McLeod. McLeod sends it to Shepard. Shepard holding on to the basketball. 49 now. He lets go a 3. Too hard off of the backboard, and giving up the foul is Cade Gentry, his first, and we will head back to the other end of the court where Zach Gunn, who missed his first 2 free throws of the night, will once again be back at the charity stripe. 44.9 seconds remain. Zach needs just 1 free throw to make this a 3-possession game as the Royals lead by 6. And he will get the first, and he will be due 1 more. Royals have not hit many baskets from the field here in this quarter. He missed the 2nd. It's been their ability to hit free throws. Ertl drives, and he'll get the bucket and 1. With 39.1 seconds remaining, Ertl gets the blow-by, gets the bucket, and we'll see if he can get the 3-point play. Foul will be called against Austin Holtzum, his 2nd, team's 8th. And meanwhile, Ertl is at the line to see if he can convert the 3-point play. And he does. And we are going to have a substitution as Ertl's going to leave briefly. He has 4, and he's pretty much the only offense for the Marauders. And now a kick ball as McLeod kicks it out of bounds. Etherington to inbound as the Marauders bring pressure. Breaking loose is Jack Davidson, and he will lay it up and in. Davidson broke away from the pack. Marauders were trying to do some pressure. Davidson breaks away. It's a 6-point game, and as Peyton Metters drives to the basket, tries to float it, he won't get the bucket. He will draw a foul. 6-point lead with 24.3 seconds remaining. Team foul number 9. Foul was called as Metters hits the first. He has his first point. Noah Smith was hit with his second personal, and Metters will hit both free throws. A 4-point game, and now they will foul Connor Rotterman and send Rotterman to the other end of the court. Kate Gentry with his second, and Connor Rotterman at the line, where Connor is 6 of 6 from the free throw line. 22.8 seconds remain. Connor hits the first. And Ertl will return. Again, Ertl is playing with 4 fouls, so Coach Doherty getting him out when the Marauders need to commit a foul or be on defense. Meanwhile, Rotterman hits both free throws. And Connor doing a job at the line here in the fourth quarter. Ertl into the front court, drives right side, sends it to the corner. 3 ball on the way is well short. Gunn with a rebound, and he's going to be quickly fouled with 15.4 seconds remain. It's a 3 from the corner by Peyton Metters was well short. We'll head to the other end of the court. And the foul is going to go against James McLeod, and that's his 5th. So the third Marauder will have been disqualified as McLeod, who finished the game with 18 points but had that 12-point second quarter that really helped the Marauders stay in this basketball game. But he's now out, and Zach Gunn, after hitting his first 9 free throws, has only made 1 out of his last 5. And he will convert on that one. 74-67, 14 seconds remain. Ertl gets it in. He finds Shepard, 8 seconds. Gentry lost the basketball. Now he picks it back up. Ertl will heave it up, and he will miss everything. And coming in, try to get it from the weak side was Jake Morris, but he mistimed his jump. And 0.4 of a second remains, and the Hamilton Southeastern Royals are going to come away with a well-deserved victory after they defeat the Mount Vernon Marauders 74-67. Give us a few minutes. We'll have some final stats and final thoughts after this. This is Royals basketball on ASL. Welcome back to Hamilton Southeastern High School. Brian Scott with you tonight as the Hamilton Southeastern Royals defeat the Mount Vernon Marauders by the score of 74-67. Hard-fought victory by Hamilton Southeastern. Free throws, that's the difference in this game. You don't really have to look much further than that. Even though the Marauders hit 6 threes in the game, Hamilton Southeastern was 29 of 36 from the free throw line, included 12 of 17 in that fourth quarter. Connor Rotterman didn't score a single point through the first 3 quarters of this game. With that final 8 minutes, Connor scored 11 points, including 8 of 8 from the charity stripe. It was a big reason why Hamilton Southeastern was able to stay ahead and put some distance between themselves, at least a little bit of breathing room between themselves and the Marauders there in that fourth quarter. Let's give you some final stats for tonight. First off, for the visiting Mount Vernon Marauders, they were led by 18 points each from both Michael Ertl and James McLeod, but both Ertl and McLeod both ended up fouling out of this contest. 14 points for Damari Gatewood. He also would foul out of this game. 9 points from Eric Shepard. 3 points from Cade Gentry. 2 points from Jake Morris. 2 points from Peyton Metters. Logan Smith had 1 point, and Tyler Bostic played. He did not score. Mount Vernon Marauders were 8 of 13 from the free throw line, and they hit 6 3-point baskets in tonight's contest. For the Hamilton Southeastern Royals, leading scorer with 19 points, Zach Gunn. 16 points from Noah Smith, 11 points from Connor Rotterman, also 11 points from Jack Davidson. 7 points from Aaron Etherington, 5 points from Chaz Birchfield, 3 points from Austin Holtzman, 2 points from Aaron Shank. Nick Bowman and Jerron Bond played. They did not score. Hamilton Southeastern 29 of 36 from the free throw line. They hit 3 3-point baskets. The Royals led 17-12 after the first quarter, 34-31 at the break. 51-all was our score after 3 quarters, and Southeastern outscores the Marauders 23-16 in the final quarter to win 74-67. Hamilton Southeastern moves to 13-3 on the season with the win, while the Marauders fall to 7-5. Our next broadcast of Hamilton Southeastern basketball on Audio Sports Online coming up on Friday. Hoosier Crossroads Conference matchup as the Noblesville Millers will come to Hamilton Southeastern to play the Royals. JV game at 6, varsity game at 7:30. Catch all the action right here on Audio Sports Online. Once again, Hamilton Southeastern, they win against Mount Vernon, beating the Marauders by the score of 74-67. This is Brian Scott saying, hey, thanks for joining me on this Saturday night. We'll see you Friday night from Hamilton Southeastern High School for more Royals basketball. Until then, enjoy your weekend and have a good night.